Hi Libra, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So Libra, my friends, we are allowing Spirit to decide what they want to talk to you about this week. I have my Energy Oracle deck. Well, look at the bottom, you have Angel of Love on your pre-shuffle. So I'm going to shuffle this out and we're going to see what comes out. And it's up to Spirit. So I'm not really running the message. Well, I never really am, but I'm not actively deciding on what we're going to do here. I'm totally leaving it up to the universe, to your guides, my guides talking with your guides, how that's all going in the ethereal. So that's what we're going to start with. Once we find out what it is, like, then I'm going to take a minute to look at my decks and pick out the tarot deck that seems like the best, the most suitable for whatever topic is going to come out of here. All right, Libra, let's get started, my friends. It's a general reading. Because it's general, it may or may not resonate. If it does resonate and you're drawn to it, there is an extended. The link to that is at the top of the description within this video. All right, Libra. What does Spirit want to talk to you about, Libra? What does Spirit want to talk to you about? The thinking man, your thoughts. That's funny. Yesterday, Virgo had the thinking woman, their thoughts, the thoughts that you have about your thinking. But what's the underline? Like, what is it that you're thinking about? The sun. Oh, your happiest, brightest, most fulfilling days. That's what Spirit would like to talk to you about. But it's more about your thoughts around that. Now, what's interesting is that strategy is in reverse behind it. So maybe you're not producing a strategy right now. Maybe you've come up with a strategy, so you're putting that, you're not working on that anymore. But part of me feels more like, because you have the thinking man here, that you're still trying to work this out. Like something feels like it's not coming into place for you, perhaps, on some level, in some way. Is that my new water bottle? It's not the plastic one from my dentist anymore, but it served me well. All right, we're talking about thinking. You're thinking thoughts here. Thank you for not drawing me into the tarot of sexual magic, because that happened with both readings yesterday. Ah, I know, which is perfect for this. The tarot of positive clarity. I'm going to have to give it a pre-shuffle. So the tarot of positive clarity. I think that goes really well with thinking thoughts, thinking your thoughts. It's really dark here. And when I took Lily for a walk this morning, the sun was coming out. It was really, really nice. So I don't know. I might even have to stop the video at some point if we get thunder, because then she's going to need a cuddle. She's going to need to know everything is okay. All right. Okay, you know what I'm going to do with this card? Because he's facing this way and he's looking at a crystal. Kind of like trying to maybe even divinate, see into your own future. Because to me, reading from left to right, this goes towards the future for me. So he's looking into the future. I want to look at some of your thoughts from the past and the thoughts that you have presently. And then we're going to see how that unfolds if we need to look into the future here. Okay, some of your thoughts in the past and your thoughts presently that Spirit wants to talk to you about. Wow. Oh. The star is at the bottom. Oh, that's interesting. I don't often get that message, but yeah, I guess that is true. The star comes in after the tower. I'm hearing that. I believe that's true. Yeah. So after a massive change, catastrophic event on some level of in your life. Yeah. Whether that's good or bad, because, you know, really good things can happen and it feels like your life is like a whirlwind even, but I don't know, because you start off in the past, you start off with the Five of Swords. This card is really interesting, isn't it? Like, the person is really being shamed at the bottom there. There's a sense of taking advantage of a person, of shaming someone just for the fact that you have the power to do that. But it's the Five of Swords. So it's some sort of an ending here where it feels like there's no way to win. You know, like something has to be finalized, has to be ended here. There's no way out of it. There's no real winner at the end of the day, based on how it ends. Now, moving forward though, I feel like, okay, if these are your thoughts, this is not an equal energy. This is not an equal energy. It's not an equal give and take. The Six of Pentacles is about equally sharing here. Equally sharing, having more than enough to give. And look, when you really give a lot of yourself, you actually... I call it the Queen of Holy Shit. The Queen of Pentacles, but it's a cornucopia that she's holding there. So your thoughts on some level, I want to say, are going from a sense of, how do I get from out of feeling lack to having more than enough to give and abundance flows through me? Those are your thoughts here. Or they were, right? This is the past. And how consciously aware you were of those thoughts. Like sometimes I think like these can even symbolize feelings. But now showing up as Pentacles, it almost feels as though you were doing something. You exited something here in your past, however long ago that was. And now you're making the act of choices to give. You know, maybe kind of feeling like, you know what, I'm not going to treat anyone the way I was treated. That's not how I'm moving forward here. And kind of wanting to give back. It's really an interesting, it's a very kind of generous energy. The thinking man now. You have the Three of Pentacles, so working hard, but this is an odd card because this person is working on their own. And the Three of Pentacles is pretty much always like a group of people working together. So working on your own with something. And the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Swords. There's distance here and there's anxiety about it. There's emotional distance. Maybe feeling emotionally disconnected from what it is you really wanted to do here. I really see like you wanting to have done something for yourself and others that wasn't done for you. And it's kind of like being the leader in your life that you wish you'd always had. And I think that's in one of the Oracle cards. I'm pretty sure it is that I have that statement. It really is that. But for some reason, it's like that's not happening. Because you're working singularly here. And you're distant. And this is not what is going on here. It's kind of giving you anxiety. This was not part of the plan. Or this was not part of the plan, it feels like. Which makes sense why you're thinking about is a strategy. So maybe you've had a strategy and you're throwing it out the window. This is not working. It's like you feel compelled to do something. And I honestly feel like you feel compelled to do it out of a good place inside you. Out of not wanting to do to others as what has been done to you. But you almost feel like maybe because of circumstances outside of your control, that the universe is doing one to you. Like, okay, let's look at what you're thinking is going to be in the future. What's Libra's thinking going to be in the future? Libra's thinking in the future. And I know you're thinking, well, why don't you just ask what my future is? Because I think by seeing what you're thinking is, you're going to have an idea what the future is. But it'll be based on how you perceive it. The Eight of Swords, the World, the Hierophant. Oh, interesting. Okay. In the future, you're still going to be working through these thoughts, but you're kind of like, you're alchemizing them because you're going from the 9 to the 8. So you're getting out of the 9. And it's realizing, okay, it seems to be realizing that when you feel like you can't move forward or something is stopping you from moving forward, you know, like the Eight of Swords we talk about, it's all in your head. You're telling yourself that you can't do it. But that's just really a surface level, because if it's in your head, that's the strongest point that anything can be in. I've been watching that. I finished watching it. It was much shorter than I thought it was going to be. Unorthodox. It's on Netflix. And it was a woman who was trying to help this young lady get out of a very difficult situation that she was very unhappy in. And she was trying to tell her, this young lady, that you have freedom. You can make choices. You can move outside of this community. They're literally in your head. Like, it's in your head what they told you, but everything outside of that, you can actually do it. But then when she said that, I thought, yeah, but you're forgetting the most power that anyone or any situation has over any of us is what occurs in our head. Because anything going on outside of that doesn't matter. Because as long as you perceive something to be what it is in your head, it doesn't change it. Like, that is a strong, like, if you think about anyone who's trying to manipulate someone, or, you know, like, if you can reprogram someone's brain, you have total control of them. Doesn't matter what they're witnessing in their world. So this is not, these are things that happen to you, I feel like, and then you feel that you can't move forward because there's something you got to work through. It's almost like a stop by the universe. And you are being stopped in the future at the Eight of Swords. So if you feel like you can't move forward, why is that? Why is that? That is a very hard question to ask yourself. And sometimes it can be an even harder question to get the answer to. I have a feeling, though, you're going to get the answer. And I don't know that it's going to come through as this profound moment. Sometimes it's just a shift, like some sort of a realization. Oh, I can move forward. Or is this what I really wanted? Because what I really wanted in the past was built on who I was in the past. But now I've learned. I mean, everyone's going to learn. Every day we're learning something new about ourselves and our world. And then you hit the Hierophant. It literally feels like you really hit what you were meant to hit. Like you hit some sort of a higher knowing or calling. There might be some sort of agreement, whether spiritually or physically, that you're going to be contemplating in the future. The Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and Justice. Oh, wait, the Hermit is okay. Look at that. Sorry, the Hermit was hidden behind the Eight of Wands. So you have the Page of Swords. There's that alchemy. It's discovery. That really is a discovery with that. Discovering something here. Now, a lot of times this Knight of Swords comes off as like really, really harsh. It could be an inner voice that you have in your head. Like, you better hurry up. You're running out of time here. And it could be. Because then you get the Eight of Wands. Like movement, communication. But you need a hot minute to think about something. Something's going to shift in the future for you. Something definitely is. If you're feeling like you're stuck in some sort of a cycle and nothing's shifting, it's going to shift. You can really see that because your thinking is changing. So something's changing around you, or it's changing within you. And then the Hermit into Justice. It's almost like you're going to need some time here. You discover something. You might feel really compulsive about it. You might even take action on it. But then I see you like really like taking some time. And this could even be something coming towards you. And then you need some time to really think about it and process it. And see it for what it is even. It's such an interesting Justice card because this guy is dying. He's been poisoned and everyone's just kind of watching. What's going on here? So there's multiple messages that really come in with the deck with all of the artwork. you discover some, oh, this is really odd. It kind of feels like something's been sabotaging you and you discover what it is or who it is or what's behind it. I'm seeing that in these two cards. See, he's playing, it's like he's in his lab, he's working on something, he's discovering, and then he needs to come out really strong to someone about it. Like, it's almost as if I'm getting this scenario in my head. Like, if you have a little laboratory, you're working on some things. I mean, that laboratory can be the laboratory of your life. And let's say you have someone assisting you with that somehow. And because you only have so much time in the day to do these experiments. So you've given them written instructions exactly how to do the other experiment. Because when they do that, they can bring the bottle over, the Petri dish or whatever it is, and combine your two things together and make something happen. Like, that's, you know, right? Like, look at, you should be able to create something here. This is what you're thinking, something big. There's big energy. I can give to others. I'll produce a lot. I'll find myself in abundance. I can share those with other people. But you're working on your own here. Something is not coming together from some sort of outside source. And it's almost like you discover what that is. Like, you keep trying to mix. It's not working. It's not working. I'm doing what I need to do. And I don't know how you figure it out or what happens. But you definitely get some sort of clarity here about why what you've been trying to discover or create hasn't been working. And it kind of feels like there's someone here that you may have to talk to. I just want to say talk to. Like, what's the best way to... confront, maybe confront something or someone. These could be two things within you even. You could just find a part of you, some part of your personality could even be sabotaging yourself along the way. And it could be too, like something very specific, as if, you know, you knew you could create big things and have a big path for yourself in life, and whatever that is for you. It could be something like that is seen as very simple. Maybe you want to live a very simple, refined life with not a lot of entrapments or complications. But sometimes that can be difficult to get through. Whatever this is that you want to achieve for yourself, it could almost be like it's the big achievement, but there's a little tiny voice inside your head that's kind of saying you're not going to be able to do it. So it keeps holding you back somehow, or convincing you, right, with this Eight of Swords, that no, don't even try it because you'll fail. Or, oh, remember how you used to feel when you were 10 years old and your dad used to tell you this, or your big brother, or whatever, you know, that could be. And then you move forward. Like, you have direction, you hit it, bullseye, you get it. And it does have something to do with your heart. Your heart's desire, how your heart's leading you. But you need a minute. And then I see, because this... okay, all this energy is sitting on the other side that I just talked about. So over here, all over here, right, with this Hermit. So now you're walking away from something you've discovered. You're walking away from that process. You know who's at the bottom here? This doesn't feel so much like you. It feels more like this very, very blonde person feels a little bit more like this person, a little more fair-haired. So there's justice. They drank their own poison. Oh my God. That's the justice. It's kind of like what comes around goes around. They drank their own poison. Interesting reading. What? Oh yeah, that was all the underline. Oh my God, you're like, why are all these cards out here? That was the underline. Let's get a teeny tiny deck here. Oh, this is so fascinating. You know, it's kind of that energy of if people are sabotaging your life, or I don't know what's going on out there for any of us, but you know, if that's happening, or people are speaking ill of you, or somebody's, you know, it could be a work colleague even, like somebody doesn't want you to succeed because they want to win the spot, or it just ends up, you know, you stay in your lane and you do the best that you can do, But you don't want to be blind to things, and you don't want to turn a blind eye to someone that you may discover somehow. If it's not internal, I think for some of you it absolutely could be that there's something inside of you that's sabotaging yourself. So it's kind of like drinking that poison. Put that to rest. Put it gone. 10 of Swords, it death cards that energy, like really recognize it for what it is and move forward, because the Hermit is a more singular energy. So it's not these two aspects of yourself fighting against what your success is meant to be. For some of you, it could physically be like somebody in your life, obviously confront them about this and show up in your best way. Because at the end of the day, your character is what matters, and that's what is demonstrated down the road. If people speak ill of you at this present moment, it always comes back around, and people will see who was really the person that was showing up in their authenticity. So, yeah, okay. Felt very preachy. But the 8 of Swords, the Queen of Cups. See, this is like you can't move forward with your heart, but you're going to get it. Bullseye it. You're going to bullseye it. The World. Ending a major cycle. The Hierophant. The Hierophant. So what is this Hierophant all about? It's a big cycle. The 5 of Cups. Oh, this could be closing off something that you've been... Okay. This is all coming together now. This is closing off something that has been very disappointing. It's ended in disappointment for you. It's some sort of higher level commitment. Yeah, it's talking all about that. The Hierophant's all over it, and it's 5 of Cups. These could be things that you felt obligated to at some point in your life. Resources and energy that you put into all these obligations. It's like the energy of that. For some of you, it could just be the energy. And it's kind of like a little voice inside your head saying, well, remember how you were treated in this relationship. Or remember how things worked out in that situation. Like, you don't really need to remember all those things all the time. Because I think if you learn the lesson, you just kind of navigate in life with those lessons as sort of a subconscious tool belt that you work with. I think if we constantly think back to it, it means that we're still trying to figure out the lesson. Because you keep putting yourself into thoughts from the past where you're trying to move forward. For others of you, it could be someone like, it could be a work commitment, it could be a relationship commitment, but there's something here that's definitely, there you go. The King of Pentacles is at the bottom. You all are going to have some kind of a moment here. And where you thought you couldn't move forward, you realize why you couldn't, and then you do. It's obviously going to be different things for each of you. That's really interesting. All right. I'm going to go do the extended Libra. I'm not hearing anything yet about that. It's kind of open. I do feel there'll be some guidance for you and outcomes, so we'll see. All right. Thank you, my friends. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.